Did you know that Nigerian DNA shows up in people all over the world, even in families who have no idea they are connected to Africa? And no, it's not a mistake in your DNA test. If your DNA holds Nigeria, then inside you flows the strength of people who endured the impossible.
Did you know that Nigerian DNA shows up in people from all over the world, even those with no direct link to Africa? It's proof that you come from people who endured.
No matter how thick the bitch give me photo.
They be talking nasty about the motherland, and then DNA results 98% Nigerian.
7% of that is Nigerian.
Nigerian. 43% Nigerian.
No way.
DNA test, and she was 98% Nigerian.
10% Nigerian.
Nigerian, because I have the highest percentage of Nigerian. How Nigerians feel? Do y'all feel like there's a connection with us?
I'm proud to say that I am Nigerian American. I very seldom now say that I'm African American because I know where my people come from.
Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. It always says Nigeria. Everyone is Nigerian. I don't believe it, because how everyone Nigerian? Everyone always has Nigeria. Brag word. Anyways, let's first watch a compilation of the reactions when people find out that they have Nigerian ancestry. I mean, it's very interesting to see how people react to that information. It's important that you guys stay to the end of this video, because when I tell you there's
I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch, even when I'm crying crazy. I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch, even when I'm crying crazy.
Ancestry DNA test results, and this is something I've always wanted to do. Like, I've just always been curious. Like, so sometimes obnoxiously Nigerian, it would be so ironic if I'd done a DNA ancestry test and it comes out and it says I'm not Nigerian, like but it's come out, and honey,
that confidence in that DNA, where does that come from?
I think that part of me was definitely the side of my father, for sure. You know, he coming here, he's loud, he's extra.
I heard
that. He's the start of the party to the end of the party, and you know, he's confident about where he comes from.
How would Americans feel seeing that in their DNA? I know I embrace them because I've always been raised to know that we're from Africa, and we just didn't know how much and where from. We just never knew where we were from. But I'm just curious to know, if you found out you have some African bloodline, how do you feel about that as African, including Nigerian, because I have the highest percentage of Nigerian out of all the countries there in Africa. It's curious to know how Nigerians feel. Do y'all feel like there's a connection with us?
So the results came in. So what I found out is you 50% Nigerian.
they be talking nasty about the motherland, and then DNA results 98% Nigerian.
Any kids? Yes, I have one daughter. How about you? How many baby daddies do you have, if you don't mind?
Are 83% sub-Saharan African.
That's right!
Now,
83%, if you don't stop.
it's
83, wow.
83. 27% of that is Nigerian.
Oh! That's why I like Nigerians! I could see that. I told you the last dude, I was like, I felt something.
I just had my genealogy done a couple years ago. What are you? 43% Nigerian.
No way!
No, whoa, Jacqueline. Oh my gosh, are you really serious? Yeah. This is huge. Igbo, Yoruba, do we know? So I mean, I'm going to start to dig deeper into all of this, because anyone that I've told, especially Nigerian women, are just like, what? This is huge for our community. No, honestly, you do look like a Nigerian. You look like my Aunt Uzo. So this is great. Oh my goodness, Uzo. Shout out. I just had my genealogy done a couple years ago. What are you? 43% Nigerian.
No way!
So the first test I did was 23andMe, and they ask you for like where your parents and your grandparents are born and stuff. So I filled all that stuff in. That's the results they gave me.
My grandma kept saying she was native, and I got her a DNA test, and she was 98% Nigerian. Oh my god, I just found this comment. I can't stop laughing at it. All the pretenders are going to be very, very bad by this comment. They're all Africans. They don't have African DNA.
Growing up, like my parents, like they didn't know where it was from. So I just found out recently. I did a, you know, the Ancestry.me.
Yeah.
And I'm 10% Nigerian. No cow, I'm 10%.
Well, what tribe?
I don't know all that shit. I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, like my parents, like they.
Did you know that Nigerian DNA shows up in people all over the world, even in families who have no idea they are connected to Africa? And no, it's not a mistake in your DNA test. It is the echo of a wound that never healed. A trace of the transatlantic slave trade, one of humanity's darkest chapters. Between the 1500s and 1800s, millions of souls were torn from West Africa. A vast number came from the lands we now call Nigeria. Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. Entire kingdoms broken apart. Entire villages vanished overnight. They were stripped of their names, their languages, their gods, their homelands. But one thing could not be stolen: their DNA. Their blood carried across the ocean. Their memory hidden in the veins of generations yet unborn. That is why today, when you spit into a tube and the test comes back with Nigeria in your ancestry, it isn't just a country showing up on a chart. It is your ancestors whispering, "We survived." But remember this, when that test says Nigeria, it doesn't mean your people were limited to today's borders. So what does it really mean? It means you carry more than nationality. You carry an ocean of survival stories. Stories of chains and ships, of mothers torn from children, of men who refuse to break. It is proof that the blood in your veins has crossed oceans, survived centuries, and still stands. Nigeria is not just a place on the map. It is a scar on world history. But it is also a heartbeat, one that refuses to die. If your DNA holds Nigeria, then inside you flows the strength of people who endured the impossible. This is not just ancestry. This is living proof that Africa still breathes in you.
Did you know that Nigerian DNA shows up in people from all over the world, even those with no direct link to Africa? It shows up in African Americans, Caribbean families, Brazilians, even some people in Europe. And no, it's not a glitch in your DNA test. It's a painful truth rooted in centuries of forced movement. Most of it traces back to one of the darkest chapters in history, the transatlantic slave trade. Between the 1500s and the 1800s, millions were taken from West Africa, and a huge number came from what we now call Nigeria. The Yoruba, the Igbo, and the Hausa, entire communities were captured, sold, and shipped across oceans. And while they were stripped of their names and languages, their DNA traveled with them. And that's why today people with roots in the USA, the Caribbean, Brazil, even South America often find a chunk of Nigeria in their genes. You're carrying more than a nationality. You're carrying survival stories that crossed oceans. This isn't just a test result. It's proof that you come from people who endured. This is the Africa you carry in your veins.
I want to know where I come from. You don't know that you want to know until you know. So I went on ahead and got it. No problem. It comes back. I'm proud to say that I am Nigerian American. I very seldom now say that I'm African American because I know where my people come from. I'm Nigerian American, and my tribes are Yoruba and Fulani. Okay. Now, I get my results back, and I'm excited. I share the information with my daughters and my sons and my grandchildren. That's what this story is about. That was 6 years, almost 7 years ago. This weekend, we took the family up into the mountains for some restful, relaxing family time. On the way back down from Vail, my granddaughter was riding in the front seat with me. And as we're talking about different things, she mentions that she took a very, very strong interest in all things Nigerian in the last couple years. That took me by surprise, and I'm in her life daily. So I say, really? Well, you know we're Nigerian Americans. He said, yeah, that's why I'm like, I can't wait to go over there, Grandma, and see it for myself. And, you know, I'm getting into the music and just the history, the Nigerian history. And, you know, that's where we're from. I want to know about where we're from. When I tell you guys, I cried almost all the way down that mountain, that whole hour and a half drive. I can't stop thinking about it. This is not a paid advertisement. It's not a sponsorship. This is an honest opinion from an African American. If you don't want to do it for yourself, think about the gift that you're leaving to all the generations that come after you. You may think you don't want to know. I'm telling you, from experience, you don't know that you have a hole until it's filled.
Seriously, guys, it was really interesting putting this together. Like, I found it very interesting. It was also a mixture of just awe and a little bit of emotional, sentimental feeling about the whole thing as well. And the reason why I have this up, guys, is do you guys remember that I made this video recently? So now the thing is, it's not just about, you know, finding the Nigerian identity in the DNA, you know, by tracing your ancestry. Even though, of course, that's been like a major way now that a lot of people are identifying with Nigeria and the culture. But it's also about the fact that even when it comes to like just immigration, mixing with cultures and mixing with people, Nigerians are also front runners. Like, they are out there. They are out there. Like this last video that I posted, the one that I just put the thumbnail up, please check that video out if you haven't, because the comment section of that video is something that I found very interesting. Like, I had people there in the comments confirming to me that we have Afghanistani Nigerian, we have relatives in North Korea. Literally, we have relatives in Yakutsk, the coldest place on earth. Like, we have relatives everywhere, not just via our history of, you know, the slave, the transatlantic slave trade, but even from just immigration. So it's like ancestry is one part. Nigerians are also, even present day, are immigrating everywhere, mixing with all cultures and mixing with everything. So when you think about it, you realize that it's actually not far-fetched. It's actually not far-fetched at all to think that very soon it's going to be rare to not find a mix of Nigerian DNA with any nationality or ethnicity.
There's going to come a day when everyone on this planet is Nigerian. I've accepted this very, very real possibility. Like, there's going to come a day on this planet when everybody might not be full Nigerian, but they will have Nigerian ancestry. If you know anything about Nigerian men and Nigerian breeding patterns, you will find that what I'm saying is very, very true.
As a fellow Nigerian, I'm half Swedish, half Nigerian. I feel like one thing that Nigerians do really, really well is repopulate this earth because
Melon Nigerian and Chinese from New York. What in the globalization is going on, guys?
Growing up Japanese Nigerian in Japan.
Time. You guys are populating this is world domination. Every mixed person, like a majority mixed person, you see them, they're mixed with like the most, like the random thing, like, oh, Armin, but I'm mixed with black. what's that black? That black is, they're Nigerian. Half the time that black is Nigerian. It's like y'all said, guys, we're gonna go out to every single world and populate every single race, and we're gonna dominate worldwide.
When you look at it from the perspective of our history, in terms of what we have just discussed, transatlantic trade and everything, and also by just mixing even in the present day, you realize that it's not just fantasy to think that, it's a real possibility that it's not going to be possible. Like the only species where there will not be half Nigerian is a non-existent species, but that lives on this earth, at least there will be a Nigerian mixture of it somewhere. Like at this point, it's not even just, it's not about feeling pompous or anything. It is just a statement of a fact. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video, and of course, do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.